Hey, it's Derek here at Castaway Studios, or should I say, Derek here at home in the messy bedroom. I have, we're in lockdown stage 4 at the moment in Melbourne, so I can't get near my studios. So I've brought a bunch of stuff home and set it up as best as possible. And I thought I'd show you today what I've been doing. There's a couple of things I want to cover, and that's my NDI converter backpack for the Canon mirrorless camera. My microphone arm that I just sort of designed myself, the Vmix virtual sets, which we're on now, and some of the stuff involved in that, and the NDI camera app for the iPhone, which we've got rolling on, and that should pretty much cover what's allowing me to roll here, and also green screen, of course. So what I'll do is now, the first thing to notice is the virtual set. So I've made my head with the green screen kind of thing, an actual layer in the set. So when we zoom in and out of the set, we can zoom into me and out of me. So it's not the usual kind of overlay where I can flip myself on and off. So here's a set. I just made a white wall for a background. And so within that, I will make visible a layer, which is magically the view from the NDI. So you can see there in the settings, eventually when it gets there, there will be it'll say layer 3 NDI Derek's iPhone or something like that. So that's tons of fun, and it actually is a nice resource to allow people to show you a few things around the place. I know a mate that he just uses his iPhone as part of his show if he wants to flip to a view from the street or something like that, and it's a really handy little resource. No cables, no nothing, if you're not fussed about sort of frame rate and quality. This is actually pretty good. So the next thing to talk about is the camera that I'm using for me right now is the Canon M50 mirrorless, which is a champ of a camera. It does almost clean HDMI out as long as you use manual focus. So I've got a manual focus. I probably haven't checked it today, but it's got a manual focus. If you use autofocus, you get the little white square, which is a bit disappointing. I'm sure they could have worked that out. So that's rolling an HDMI out instead of to a capture card or a USB type thing, Elgato or whatever, or Blackmagic. I've got that going straight in on a short HDMI cable to this little guy. Can you see it? That's called a BirdDog Flex, which is a brand new product, and that will operate over your Ethernet through a Cat6 cable or more, and it gets its power over Ethernet through the Cat6 cable and the control, and also sends the signal into your network to pick up anywhere. So that is absolutely fantastic, and it allows you just to throw Cat6 cables, which are pretty cheap, all over the place, no problem to replace, and easy. It can go up to 100 meters or something ridiculous, or even more. I don't know. So there you have it. So I've got that running down on my boom mic arm, which I normally use them in my studios, but I've got them on a little converter that allows it for a camera on a little ball joint. So it makes it easy for me to be able to reach, because I can't get to the other side of the desk because it's a wall. I can bring that camera towards me, fiddle with the settings, put the auto cue device on there if need be, and all that. Another thing about that Flex I forgot to mention is it clips in. It's a backpack version. It clips into a standard battery, like a battery socket, if you like, on the back of camera accessories. In this case, it's my LED light, and it actually powers it through power over Ethernet. So those LED lights are getting powered through my Ethernet, as well as the Flex. But you might often use it on the back of a monitor or something like that. That certainly would be good. I'd love that. So another thing about the Flex is it also has halo tally. So it's got so you can see it. I can see it if it's on reflecting against the wall. So it's got tally lights. So it's red when you're on and green when you're in the preview in Vmix. That's how I've got it set up. So that's an awesome little cool toy. But not a toy, of course. What else have we got rolling here? So this is the virtual set that I've been using, and that is that layer that you can see this on is normally what I'd have a Zoom meeting on. So over to this screen, you'll see me there. That's what I'm sending out to Zoom using the Vmix external function. So from the external function, I'm actually sending. You can use NDI for that as well, but in this case, I just use external because it's within the same PC, and Zoom can just pick the output from Vmix up as a webcam type source. So you can do it. You can send any of your inputs, any of these things, including the full set, out and into Vmix, into Zoom, so that for people to see. So if I'm producing a show and I'm not in it, then clearly my little talking head isn't there. As you can see, that would be switched off, and it'd just be the thing. And if I'm in on the meeting producing, I can actually switch my image off and have the two people who are having the chat on there, or three or whatever, and just crop it to get any of the controls out of the picture. So just a bit tidier than just recording straight Zoom. That's loads and loads of fun. And of course, if I am interviewing someone, you can build a set. Like my other set for my music industry show is a bit more cheesy, and you've got sort of some Marshall stacks with a TV in them, and I'm sitting behind a Rode case type thing. But in this case, I can sit here, maybe make myself a bit bigger, and have a guest sort of cropped slightly to the left, just to make it slightly more interesting than just two boxes. But whatever. I mean, I don't normally use green screen in my studios. I normally would just use a background. That's a different story. Not much room to move here in this the corner of this little bedroom. All right, so that's generally the rundown. The microphone I'm using at the moment is the Sennheiser 935, which is a pretty good quality cardioid dynamic handheld microphone. I've got a bunch of them that I use for my portable kit. I've had them for years, and that's running through the trusty Rodecaster Pro. So it's just a showcase of Australian genius, even in the corner of my bedroom, with Rode doing magical stuff here, innovative, BirdDog smashing it out with the Flex and all the NDI stuff. Let me also mention the P200 PTZ NDI camera sitting in the corner. I'm not using it at the moment, but I've got it here for testing and setting up for a client. And not to mention, of course, Vmix, the beating heart of all of this. And Vmix is a non-stop source of learning for me. It's fantastic. My brain is swelling more every day with the amazing features that I'm discovering that you can do on this thing. Every time I think of a feature that it should have, I find out that it already has. Amazing. So pretty proud of Australian innovation right here in the corner of my bedroom. And that's about it. It gives you an idea of what's going on in here and how I am able to roll and keep producing my stuff during this coronavirus lockdown. All right, super duper. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you soon. Bye-bye. Okay.